Hey guys and gals, this is Shadi and this is my lounge where I'm going to be installing my 700 litre Reef tank, which I'm very excited about. Now this is going to be the first in a number of videos that I'm going to be taking you through my journey of my installation and all the way up to putting my corals and my fish into my reef tank. I just want to say that I basically never had a fish tank in my life before. As you'll probably see from the screen, I've relied on these little screensavers, which quick plug, I will be selling online and I'll let you know in the future. But basically I knew nothing about this till 4 weeks ago, and I have to say a big shout out to New York Steeler on YouTube, who's been really educational and informative in teaching me, you know, everything about this whole hobby that I'm going to get into. Obviously nothing's going to prepare me for the real thing, but you know, you've got to check him out. He's absolutely awesome. So this is where I'm going to install my tank. It's going to be a 6 foot wide by just over 2 foot tall and 2.5 foot deep, and basically it's going to be double-sided. I've got this hole going through to my kitchen there, so it's going to be a double-sided tank. I was going to make this hole larger, but it was going to cost me a bit too much, so I thought forget that. Now me and my friend this weekend have been installing the water storage system that I'm going to use to automate the saltwater changes in my tank, and also it's gonna basically feed my RO top up for my tank as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this piping here, which we've got 2 pipes installed here, which are salt grade pipes, which is pretty important because salt water can corrode normal PVC pipes, and the oils can get inside the pipes and leak into your system and cause you some pretty big problems, possibly even kill your fish after some time. So do make sure if you're going to do this, get salt grade pipe. I've also got this blue 6mm piping, which is going to be the pipe that feeds my auto top off system, and I've also got this little white Ethernet cable, which is going to be used to do my Aquatronica, to connect my Aquatronica plug units. And basically the Aquatronica is a brain, an aquarium controller that I'm going to use to automate the system. So I've only got 10 minutes on this video, so I'm going to move through into my water storage area. I'm going to make this a 2-parter to try and cover everything to help you out with what I've done here. But basically I've got 2 200 litre tanks here. This one's going to be my salt tank, and this one's going to be my RO tank. So basically what I like about these tanks is they are the polymers in the plastic do not leak into the water. They're food grade and safe for storing water and foods and other such things. And what I also like about them is they've got these levels. I don't know if you can see here, got these levels on the tank, which is going to really help me in knowing how much I'm draining out and filling in. So when I come to put the salt water in the top here, I'm going to know how much salt water to put in. Now obviously what you can see is there's quite a few valves and pipes going on here. It might look a bit complex, but it's not as complex as it looks. And this is my RO unit here, which I'm going to talk a bit more about how to plumb that in, get it all working properly for this kind of system in part 2. So basically, as you can see, there's 6 valves, 3 valves for this tank and 3 valves for this tank. Just going to take the lids off here, show you what's going on. Okay, those lids, they seal great, so there's no evaporation in the system. I've plumbed this all with regular kind of overflow PVC piping, apart from here, which anything that salt water is going to run through, I've made sure I've used saltwater grade piping. So I've got a pump in the bottom of there, and a slightly more powerful pump, as you can see in the bottom of there. And the reason why that's more powerful is it's going to feed up this pipe here, right all the way over and across into the tank, so it needs to be have a little bit more push in it. So basically the RO unit is going here into the RO tank. So you can probably see it under there. I've got a float switch installed. I'll go into this in a bit more detail, but as you can see, push the float switch and you can hear the RO unit kicks in and starts filling the tank. Both tanks are full at the moment. So just as a quick demo, what I'm going to do is just show you this pipe here. I'm not going to use it at the moment, but if I open that pipe, I can get fresh RO water into a bucket here for when I ever need that. If I open this one here, I can drain this tank out to the drain pipe here, which I've modified to allow 5 outlet pipes here, and obviously my washing machine as well. And the final valve here, if I open that one, it feeds down here up into there and basically fills up this saltwater tank with RO water. Same kind of system here on the salt tank. If I open this one, I can get a bucket of salt water should I need it. If I open this one, I can basically, well, this is the one that's going to be open most of the time to do my automatic saltwater changes, which go up and out into the tank there. And this final one again is basically just to drain the system. I've also installed overflow pipes here, just in case I decide to fill that up or I'm not there when I'm doing it. If there's any problems, the water is going to go out there to the drain. Same on my RO tank. If the float switch should fail on me, the water's going to go out there and not flood my house, which would be a nightmare. So basically, the reason why you might be thinking why I've plumbed this pipe over here is because this one is the saltwater out drainage pipe from the tank, and because the tank is lower than the water level of this pipe, it's never gonna basically cause a siphon effect. And if it was lower than the tank water, it'd just basically come down and it just keeps siphoning water out the tank, which I don't want. So I've made that drain out higher to prevent that. So as just a quick demo of, obviously this little plug unit on the wall here is just temporary. It's going to have my Aquatronica plugs on it. But what I can do, just to show you, obviously, if I do this one here and turn on this pump here, I'm now draining a bit of salt water, as you can hear it, out that pipe and down the drain. Shut off that valve there, turn off that pump and turn on this pump and open up this valve from my RO tank, and I'm filling this tank with RO water now. And what's going to happen is, as this tank here fills with RO water, you've just heard it, that little hiss is basically the RO unit kicking in because the float switch has gone down. So it's the RO unit kicking in and refilling up this. So I'm going to explain in a further video a bit more about how I plumbed the RO unit. But I hope that explains the basics of the water storage system. Just got to say a quick shout before I go to New York Stilo, who has been awesome. If you're thinking of getting into this hobby, just check out his videos. He's got over 100 awesome, really informative, really educational videos on all of this. So I hope this has been good for you. And this is Shardy signing out.